And that has been compounded by some of the activities that the Israelis have done, particularly last year, the assassination in Dubai of Mahmoud, when they used European passports. That is, of course, an issue that is very detrimental to relations with European states. The Gaza flotilla definitely was also an incident that made Europeans very skeptical about how Israel treats challenges. And actually, the Gaza flotilla was the incident that brought about, for the first time in German parliament, a resolution that was supported unanimously by all parties, that was very critical of Israel, that asked for an international investigation into the flotilla affair, and that asked the government to do everything they can to end the blockade on the Gaza Strip. Now, if this signals a shift in German policies, I don't dare to say. It seems to me that it will still take quite a long while until really the mood in the public translates more actively into German official policies. And I'll stop here. I've been arguing over the last year and a half or so that the Europeans should recognize a Palestinian state when the Palestinians go to the UN and want to become, well, want to be recognized and want to become members of the United Nations. I think it would be a total contradiction to all European policies if they wouldn't do so. Because what they have done over the last 16 or 17 years is trying to build this Palestinian state, or trying to help build this Palestinian state. So there is no sense in pushing it back again and again and again. This is what I advocate. Now, what do I think about the Palestinian move going to the United Nations is a little bit different in the sense that I don't see that the Palestinians will be successful in becoming a member of the United Nations, because there will be a veto by the United States and maybe some other states. But the important thing is by the United States. The Palestinians will not even get a Security Council vote as the one on the settlements, where the United States is isolated, and if you want so, you score points with this. Then Palestinians have been speaking about, well, there is different options. We can try to improve the status of the Palestinians in the general improving the option, improving the status to the status of the Vatican, for example. But the Palestinians have all the same rights already as the Vatican has. And so there is not much that can be done to really improve the status of the Palestinians at the United Nations. What can be done, of course, is to have more states in the world recognize Palestine as a state. And maybe on top of the 120 or so states that have recognized Palestine until today, there will be 130 states or so that recognize the Palestinian state. That is a political plus, and it also, of course, creates direct legal implications between the recognizing states and the Palestinians. But it does not change the situation on the ground, and it does not change the standing of Israel or the legal status of the occupation or anything like this. So the question is, does it really help the Palestinians to bring independence closer or not? And I think, and we've been discussing this over the last 2 days, it is a useful move if the Palestinians are united. If this is a move that is done and supported by all the Palestinians, I don't think it's a useful move if it doesn't bring the Palestinians forward internationally and if it's not done in Europe.
Dr. Manuel Bessus, Assistant Professor of Political Science at the Stanford University. I have a PhD in politics from the UK. Looking at the same question, the same position, and the same situation you have mentioned, I don't see any political solution for the Palestinian case in the near future, and I don't think that there is anything has been left for the Palestinians. Talking about negotiations from 1993 up to now, 18 years, and nothing has been done. Going to the UN General Assembly, I don't think there is a way that the Palestinian state can be recognized against the veto of the United States. On the ground, as you can see, Gaza Strip is still under siege. Those banned, we have settlements on about 50% of Palestinian land, and we have difficulties in all aspects of Palestinian life. In terms of political solution, what can you see in terms of connection with the European policy? And you have been talking about Germany, and it's been one-sided in its own policy, where there's really side. What the international community, and specifically the EU, can do in the near future to raise the Palestinian case again and try to find a real solution, just solution for the Palestinian people, despite the whole situation we are witnessing at this moment.
That there has been this deal between Germany and Israel, in which Germany gives or sells Israel a highly technical nuclear submarine. And we all know that this is not the first time in which such deals are done between the two countries. My question is, are there any kind of political considerations behind such deals, or is it only a part of what you call trading partnership? I mean, we understand the part of historical responsibility of Germany towards Israel, but why should Palestinians pay for a mistake that they have never done? That's my question.
I think I start with the last question on this deal. I mean, the deal is an old deal, actually. and it was made already at the beginning of the 1990s, and it had to do with the Second Gulf War. And at the time, it was found out that Germany had delivered parts for a chemical factory to Saddam Hussein, and then Germany felt very obliged and under pressure to give something to Israel. Among them was the deal about